Warning: the following recording contains depictions, however clumsy, of self-harm and sexual abuse. If this is personally triggering to you, please do not listen any further. Keep yourself safe. On today's episode of My Immortal, will Draco and Ebony's relationship blossom into something greater? Will we finally be able to see what Harry Potter has been up to this whole time? And will J.K. Rowling finally stop sending out dog whistles to TERFs and transphobes and just admit that trans women are women already? 2 out of 3 of these questions will be answered on today's episode of My Immortal.
Chapter 4. Author's note. I said stop flaming, okay? Ebony's name is Inabi, not Mary Sue, okay? Draco is so in love with her that he is acting different. They knew each other before, okay? Draco! I shouted. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Draco didn't answer, but he stopped the flying car, and he walked out of it. I walked out of it too, curiously. What the fucking hell? I asked, angrily. Ebony? He asked. What? I snapped. Draco leaned in extra close, and I looked into his gothic red eyes. He was wearing color contacts, which revealed so much depressing sorrow and evilness. And then suddenly, I didn't feel mad anymore. And then, suddenly, just as Draco kissed me passionately. Draco climbed on top of me and we started to make out keenly against a tree. He took off my top, and I took off his clothes. I even took off my bra. Then he put his thingy into my you-know-what, and we did it for the first time. Oh, I screamed. I was beginning to get an orgasm. We started to kiss everywhere, and my pale body became all warm, and then, "What the hell are you doing, you motherfuckers?" It was Dumbledore! Okay, that one was a doozy. So, that was pretty short, but I guess we should start with, when she says he walked out of the flying car, did he walk out of it while it was still in the air? Like, did Draco just attempt suicide? You must know how bad this fanfiction is. 2. Thingy into my you-know-what. You know, I'm a virgin, and even I could write a better sex scene than this. It reeks of either someone who's really young and never actually done it before, and the act is still taboo to them, or somebody who's trying to mimic that, which makes me wonder if this whole thing is a troll. And last but certainly not least, I have never seen anyone get a character so wrong so quickly. Dumbledore would never yell, "What the hell are you doing, you motherfuckers?" because he's actually a pretty chill dude. Like, I imagine that if he ever stumbled upon 2 students having sex, he'd probably just think, hope they're using protection, and just leave them alone. Like, if it's consensual and, they're not doing anything wrong, then he'd probably just let them go. But what the hell are you doing, you motherfuckers? There is a reason why that is considered the most iconic line in fanfiction, because it's so short, and yet it gets the character so wrong. And it's a really unbelievable line. Like, I think I laughed for 10 minutes when I first heard it. But, yeah, I'll be honest, if I'm trying to annoy people, I'll copy paste that chapter just over and over again. That's what I do to annoy people. All right. Let's move on to the next chapter. Remember, you're only required to give your name, rank, and serial number. Chapter 5. Author's note. Stop flamming. If you flam, it means or a prep or a pauser. The only reason Dumbledore swore is 'cause he had a headache, okay? And on top of that, he was mad at them for having sex. P.S. I'm not updating until I get 5 good reviews. Dumbledore made, and Draco and I follow him. He kept shouting at us angrily. "You ludicrous fools!" he shouted. I started to cry, tears of blood down my pallid face. Draco comforted me. When we went back to the castle, Dumbledore took us to Professor Snape and Professor McGonagall, who were both looking very angry. "They were having sexual intercourse in the Forbidden Forest," he yelled in a furious voice. "Why did you do such a thing, you mediocre dunces?" asked Professor McGonagall. "How dare you?" demanded Professor Snape, and then Draco shrieked, "Because I love her!" Everyone was quiet. Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall still looked mad, but Professor Snape said, "Fine. Very well. You may go up to your rooms." Draco and I went upstairs while the teachers glared at us. "Are you okay, Ebony?" Draco asked me gently. "Yeah, I guess," I lied. I went to the girls' dorm and brushed my teeth and my hair and changed into a low-cut, black floor-length dress with red lace all around it and black high heels. When I came out, Draco was standing in front of the bathroom, and he started to sing "I Just Wanna Live" by Good Charlotte. I was so flattered, even though he wasn't supposed to be there. We hugged and kissed, and after that, we said goodnight, and he reluctantly went back into his room. All right, so I had 7 notes for Chapter 5. I really doubt, like I said before, that Dumbledore would make this much of a deal about students having sex. I'm sure he wouldn't want him in the Forbidden Forest. In fact, that begs the question of why did Draco go into the Forbidden Forest? Like, "Ebony, I think that we should have our romantic first time in an evil forest infested with killer centaurs and giant spiders." I mean, if you're into that, sure, but, you're probably gonna get killed. 2, since when do vampires cry tears of blood? Like, do they cry it because they drink it a lot? Like, by that logic, should I cry tears of peach knee-high? 3, why is Professor McGonagall there? She's the head of Gryffindor. Both Ebony and Draco are in Slytherin, so it makes sense for Snape to be there, but why is Professor McGonagall there to punish them? I don't know. 4, Draco would never comfort anyone, because he's an asshole. And 5, he would never shriek, "Because I love her!" Because, again, he's an asshole, and also, they love each other after just one date. It's not how that works. 6, Snape would never be that lenient, especially after an outburst like that. And 7, why is Ebony getting dressed up for bed? Like, putting on a dress and high heels if she's just going to bed? The descriptions of clothing in this are just gratuitous, but screw it. We're more than halfway done with this episode. Let's wrap it up. Chapter 6. Author's note. Shut up, preps, okay? P.S. I will not update up till you give me good reviews. The next day, I woke up in my coffin. I put on a black miniskirt that was all ripped around the end, and a matching top with red skulls all over it, and high-heeled boots that were black. I put on 2 pairs of skull earrings, and 2 crosses in my ears. I spray-painted my hair with purple. In the great hall, I ate some Count Chocula cereal with blood instead of milk, and a glass of red blood. Suddenly, someone bumped into me. All the blood spilled over my top. "Bastard!" I shouted angrily. I regretted saying it when I looked up, 'cause I was looking into the pale, white face of a gothic boy with spiky black hair with red streaks in it. He was wearing so much eyeliner that I was going down his face, and he was wearing black lipstick. He didn't have glasses anymore, and now he was wearing red contact lenses, just like Draco. There was no scar in his forehead anymore. He had a manly stubble on his chin. He had a sexy English accent. He looked exactly like Joel Madden. He was so sexy that my body went all hot when I saw him. Kind of like an erection, only I'm a girl, so I didn't get one, you sicko. "I'm so sorry," he said in a shy voice. "It's all right. What's your name?" I questioned. "My name's Harry Potter, although most people call me Vampire these days," he grumbled. "Why?" I exclaimed. "Because I love the taste of human blood." He giggled. "Well, I am a vampire," I confessed. "Really?" he whimpered. "Yeah!" I roared. We sat down to talk for a while. Then Draco came up behind me and told me he had a surprise for me. So, I went away with him.
All right. Harry Potter was my childhood hero, and this is what Tara has done to him. Fuck this timeline. All right. First of all, I doubt the house elves in the kitchen would send out something as basic as Count Chocula. And again, where is Ebony getting this blood from? Like, I refuse to let this issue drop. I demand I will file a Freedom of Information Act request with the Ministry of Magic if I have to. I don't know if Great Britain's Ministry of Magic has an equivalent to the Freedom of Information Act, but I will take this all the way to the Magical Congress of the United States of America if I have to, damn it. 3, how does Harry not have a scar anymore? First of all, you can't remove scars, and it's from an Avada Kedavra curse that he shouldn't have survived in the first place. How does he not have a scar anymore? Jesus Christ. Why is he suddenly gothic? Harry gave no indication of ever being gothic. Also, no, Harry does not love the taste of human blood. He does love pumpkin juice and butterbeer, though, and if he loved the taste of human blood, I'm pretty sure people wouldn't call him vampire. I'm pretty sure they'd send him to St. Mungo's Hospital for Magical Ailments, though. And also, let's think this out for a second. If in the books, Harry was talking to Draco's girlfriend, I'm pretty sure that would result in a fight of some kind. And would also end with Draco saying the word Potter a lot, because, that's what he does. I'm only 6 chapters in, and this is already melting my brain, but thank God this episode is finished. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please tune in next time as I continue to slowly go insane.
On the next episode of My Immortal, Ebony discovers what Draco's surprise is and makes a shocking revelation about Draco's past. And the Dark Lord himself makes his debut appearance. Tune in next time to see this and much more on the next episode of My Immortal.